Hey guys, Jamie with the Summer Rain channel. Today we're making do-it-yourself succulent wax melts for candle wax melters. I really love the way that these turned out. I actually used the same mold for these that I used a few weeks ago in a melt and pour soap video. So I might have a problem with hoarding silicone molds, and I don't mean to. It's just I find one on sale or I see one, I'm like, ooh, I could do a project with that. So I've been really trying to make sure that I use a mold multiple times to kind of justify my mold hoarding. Do you guys have that problem too? Like, do you see molds and get way too excited for them? Because I do. It'd be nice to know that I'm not the only one. I did want to let you know I put the full recipe for this down in the description box below. Also put a link to my blog so you can go check that out if you'd like. When you make these, it's very tempting to want to use them right away. But you can't. Well, you could, but you're not going to get as good of a smell if you do. So really, you need to give the soy wax and your fragrance oil time to cure and really bind together. So typically you want to wait between 1 and 2 weeks before you actually use these wax melts. That way you get the best fragrance possible from them. I'm using Heavenly Hydrangea in here and it smells so good. So I highly recommend that scent, but if you want to use a different one, absolutely feel free to use any one that you would like. Without further ado, let's dive in and make our succulent wax melts. So the first thing you want to do is go ahead and weigh out your ingredients. We have our soy wax, our candle colorant, and our fragrance oil. Go ahead and grab your pouring pot, and to that you're going to add your soy wax. And then at the same time you can go ahead and pop in your colorant. And we're going to put this on a double boiler until it's completely melted. Now that our wax is completely melted, we can go ahead and check the color of it. So oftentimes it's going to look a lot darker in the container than what it's going to look like when it's cooled. So to check your color, just get a wee little bit on your spatula and put it on a paper towel. Now this will actually be the final color. So if it's too light, you can go ahead and add a bit more colorant. I feel like I'm happy with this color for our succulent embed, so I'm going to go ahead and add the fragrance oil next. And then we just go ahead and pop the fragrance oil right into the pouring pot. And I'm going to give this a good mix. You're going to want to mix it for probably about a minute. So you really want to make sure that the fragrance oil binds with the wax. So go ahead and stir this for a minute and then I will be right back. So I went ahead and stirred this for like a minute and a half. Now we're just going to go ahead and fill up the succulent mold with our candle wax. In this mold, got a little wild. I normally do the small and then like the medium ones. I feel like the big ones are just too big for a candle melter. So I'm just going to go ahead and fill up as many as I can. And then, I think I have enough for a big one, so I'm just going to go ahead and make one. And then we're going to allow these to cool completely before we unmold them. And after your wax melts have cooled completely, we're just going to go ahead and remove them from the container. Now, I always like to pull on the sides and then push from the bottom at the same time. I just feel like it releases stuff a little bit better. So if you kind of pull, you can see that it loosens the edges, and then just push on the bottom. Now this one, where I over poured, it might be a little bit harder to get out. Oh, that wasn't too bad. And there are your finished succulent wax tarts. As you can see, they have a really nice design to them, and you will just go ahead and pop those into your wax melter. I really hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you have as much fun as I did creating your own succulent wax melts. Again, make sure that you allow these to cool typically for about 2 weeks before you use them, so then that way the fragrance is going to be a lot stronger than if you use them right away. Bye!